Well, hello. Good Friday evening to everybody. And it is a wonderful evening. It is good to see you, and it is good to be seen by you. And I'm the person who is doing the seeing and being glad about it. Is Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver, coming to you live from an undisclosed location somewhere in the swamps of Central Florida. And I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic evening. It's Friday. We made it. Aren't you glad? I know I am. But anyway, we had a lot. We've had just a really fun week, haven't we? We had a nice, you know, honest and forthright Monday. We played some AD&D on Tuesday. We played some D&D on Wednesday, and we had Paul Stormberg as our studio guest last night. And it's always a good time when Paul is here. We really enjoy it when he stops by, and he will be by again very soon when the Kickstarter for the big Gygax Memorial in the park gets going. We're gonna kick that sucker off, and Paul's gonna be on the show, and it's gonna be your chance to give back to the legacy of Dungeons and Dragons, which has given so much to all of us. But I don't want to spoil the surprise. I don't want to go too deep into it just yet, because Paul will be here and he'll talk to us about it at the appropriate time. And if you missed last night's live stream with Paul on, of course, you can go back and watch that one. But more importantly, folks, if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. Please click the bell icon for notifications. It is super duper helpful for getting the word out there. I'm just a little guy on YouTube, just a tiny little channel. Most of the YouTubers I watch could lose the same number of subscribers I have in total and then gain them back in a single day and never notice it. I'm small, SM all small. So if you haven't, again, please click the subscribe button. Please click the bell icon for notifications to find out when we're going to do these live streams, who's going to be on these live streams, when do these live streams start, and all that sort of fun stuff, as well as our pre-recorded interstitial videos that we like to do from time to time. You can find all that out just by clicking the subscribe button. And if you're watching this video after the fact, or if you're watching it live right now, how about giving it a thumbs up if you like it? And if you are watching it later, leave a comment down below and tell me what you liked about it. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down and leave a comment down below and tell me what you didn't like about it. I'll either do more of the stuff you like or less of the stuff you don't like, within reason. Within reason. And, you know, it'll be a better experience for all of us. But anyway, so if you're just kind of Kabuki Kid loves the classics. You know what? Because you're small. You're SM all small. But if you're if you're new here, you've already subscribed, but you don't know exactly what it is that goes on around these parts. Like, okay, all right, Sky live streams. I guess he's going to talk about Gamma World. No. We are going to play some Gamma World tonight. And by play Gamma World, I mean, I got some folks there over in the green room. They're helping themselves to some Hennessy and pistachios as we speak. They're going to be in here in just a minute. Now, I like to think that I do things a little differently. Maybe that you go out and you watch your rolls and your criticals and your this, that, and the other. Guys, if you're watching, if you have a question, if you have a single question about what we do and how we do it, please ask in the chat. If I don't answer, one of the players might. If they don't answer, one of the audience might, because I have not only the best looking, but the smartest audience of all of the classic tabletop RPG 5-night-a-week live streams on YouTube. And I will die on that hill. Okay. Come get me, bro. I will be up there T-posing to establish my dominance, and you will recognize best looking and smartest audience. So one of them may ask, or they may alert me to your question if I missed it. And I'm blessing you. Sit you down, my children. Bless you. Yes, I will. I will happily entertain your questions. With Gamma World, I'm going to be honest with you. With Gamma World, it most often is, what version of Gamma World are you playing? Because I think a lot of people came in with second edition Gamma World, and then there was third, fourth. I think Alternity was fifth and sixth, and then they did one based on fourth edition for seventh. And I think it's sort of laid fallow. Although somebody mentioned there was like in Dragon or something, there was a guy. I do not know my history of Gamma World after like first. Sorry. But anyhow, so that's what we're going to be doing here. That's what we're going to be doing. Robert Phillips wants a bowl of M&Ms with all the brown ones removed. And if you know that reference, we don't have the time for me to launch into that story. When I first heard that story, I thought that was just like Van Halen being weird, but it's not the case. It was David Lee Roth being a genius. We'll talk about that some other time. But anyway, so yeah, we're gonna roll hot here in just a minute. Everybody's finishing up their drinks, their mixed nuts. I will not be streaming tomorrow. I may do a little guest bump for Nerdcognito, not the Speakeasy. I'm understanding they are taking tomorrow off. They're taking a deep breath, reaching down, pulling themselves up tomorrow, and just chilling out, which is perfectly fine. But Sunday, I'll be on Nerdcognito podcast, and I'm looking forward to that. That's not a live stream. This is something that they'll record and then post up, but I will share links. And then Monday, we're back to it. And let me tell you something. We have got a great stable of guests coming. We are running right up in to the end of the year. It's coming faster than you guys think. You're like, oh, Bill, it's September, man. It's still summer. It's not. It really isn't. So let me just apprise you guys of what's happening in the next couple of minutes here, and then I'm going to get the Gamma World crew in. So we have, not counting tonight, we have 3 more sessions of Gamma World, and then Halloween Shocktober Call of Cthulhu mini campaign starts. 4 episodes every Friday night in October. We will live play Call of Cthulhu. Who will survive and what will be left of them? We don't know. But barring any major changes, I think that will probably be the end of our live guests for 2024, because then we just have November and December. We will probably finish up our Let's Playing year and then just pump the brakes come December. But don't miss out. I think people have a lot of fun with the Call of Cthulhu campaigns. All right, I'm going to try and make it nice and creepy, bring the atmosphere, and I hope you guys will be there for it. So, is Sandy Peters? Maybe, possibly. You don't know. You don't know who we could have, but I'll let you guys know. But for now, I know who we do have. I'm going to put on the headphones. And I'm going to welcome in tonight's stable of players, or unstable of players, as the case may be. So, everybody, let us give a big Delver's Dungeon welcome to Doomsword Deathmaster, and he is probably sane.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, man, I can't complain. We have the one and only, that's an in-joke, by the way, Rex Dashington, played by Yang Yenzel.
Good evening.
Hey, Bennett, I'm right here. We have Kevin playing Bennett Davis.
Hello. Not dead yet.
You're not dead yet. Not for any lack of trying. And, of course, we have Kennick One as Monday.
Hey, right, peeps.
So here we are back on Friday, and let's talk about what's going on in Gamma World. Now, last week, your party of Seekers had entered the depths of the Sub-Aquan Research Laboratory. You are currently sitting inside some kind of strange vehicle that's a little worse for the wear, because an android entered and started firing on you all, and you all fired back on the android and dispatched it. The vehicle seems to be in decent enough condition now. But yes, to describe the vehicle again, just so you are aware, in the center room is a massive underwater vehicle covered with clear plastic bubbles and strange mechanical devices. And there are 2 5-meter-long pincher-like appendages. Written on the side of the craft is the name Aquatron 7. And that is what you guys are currently inside of. Directly in front of it is a large pair of double doors that follow the curvilinear shape of the dome that you are currently sitting in. What is your intentions, adventurers?
Who's in the pilot seat and the navigation seat in front?
Wasn't that Karen?
Yes, Karen is sitting in the
Karen
navigation. Karen is in one of the 2 seats up front. The controls seem to be identical. No, you were in the cabin. Okay. You got up and ran in the cabin and engaged in the shootout with the other player characters and the android that had boarded.
So if that seat is still empty, I'll go back to it in the front there.
Okay.
And I'm going to look at Karen and say, can you run diagnostics to see if we took any damage, or is this craft still feasible?
Did you see any holes in it?
Bennett's going to point to where he shot and missed. Not saying anything that loud.
Humor me. I mean, there were shots. I didn't follow all of the shots just to be on the safe side. I mean, if we're going to be going into water, wouldn't we want to know before we spring some leaves?
Yeah. It might become kind of a circumstance under pressure if we don't. These are the jokes, guys.
Jokes.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take a look at the space when I shot my blaster and missed to see. You'd said that there was some sparks or whatever, but I just want to look and see if there's more than just sparks.
She looks around and she doesn't see anything that would stop the submarine from working.
I look at this controls. I say, there is no computers that would be able to do this.
I am approximately 37 minutes old. You'll have to pardon me if I haven't been to submersible device maintenance school yet.
That's fair. That's fair.
She's awful
So
uppity
let's look at the
these days.
computer. Let's look at the computer.
I'm just gonna look and see if it's made out of carbon fiber.
No, it actually appears to be made of a material that is intended to be underwater.
Awesome. Okay, so I feel better now.
So yeah, it is. The screens are exactly as you left them.
All right. So let's make sure everything's secure and figure out how to open the portals to let the water in so we can move on. Use the vehicle for what it was meant to.
Open the
Okay.
pod bay doors, Al. Man, it's quiet in here.
Right.
It's because we're underwater.
Okay. There's really not any any indication that you don't see any controls or anything that would let you that would let you open the doors from in here.
Can I go into the seat next to Karen and start looking around for some kind of switch that says submerge or flood bladders or dive, dive,
sure.
dive?
In there, but I'll
Yeah,
move
you
if you wanna
you
take it.
sit
Oh,
on top of
sorry.
Monday and start looking at monitors and stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there.
I mean, I'm just here, but hey.
How
If
could
wanna
you
get
have
friendly.
missed her?
Oh no.
She's so petite. You know, with
It's
the
nice that you
malnutrition.
would say that.
Ouch.
Anyway, yeah, so you kind of move in front of Monday and look at the panels and such. So give me a D10 roll, please.
All right. This always goes well.
Yes, we're doing that thing. For those of you who are
There we
unaware,
go.
all right, an 8. Gamma World to use ancient technologies, and to be certain, Gamma World's ancient technologies are like 180 years old, but the generational trauma of a planet-altering nuclear, biological, chemical, nanotechnological, genetic Third World War has definitely caused a sea change in how people are perceive tech. There are varying tables depending on how complex something is. So let's see, you rolled an 8. Yeah, you just kind of stare for a second and it doesn't go away or change.
All right. I'm going to get my bearings and really focus in.
Okay. You see something that kind of reminds you of some control panels and whatnot that you sort of a standard instrumentation panel from your past life. So you reach out and touch a switch on a monitor, and there's some gobbledygook, but it's gobbledygook you kind of recognize, and you've made a little bit of progress. Roll another d10.
All right. Come on, universal interface.
Okay, you're getting the hang of these controls. It seems to be coming a little bit quicker. Give me another d10 roll. But they are becoming more complex.
I'm watching over his shoulder.
She lurches onto its side. Everybody takes a d6 damage. No. Yeah, you're kind of gingerly touching buttons, but nothing is changing. Go ahead and roll again if you want to keep trying.
Yeah, he'll say, "Oh, my stubby fingers always hit Control Alt Delete at the same time."
All right. Yeah, so you've got it figured out. That one's the 3D sonar plot. You've got your depth gauge, your attitude monitor. The cabin begins to fill with water. All right. Give me another d10 roll. You figured out what the displays are, but what to do with the controls. A 2. All right. So yeah, there's the standard heavy black control levers there. They're like pistol grips. You can reach out and take those. It's a little difficult with Monday still sitting in the seat, but yeah, you figure you move those things and you go. You want to give me another d10? A2. Do you have any boni for an intelligence?
I don't think so. I'm 15 intelligence, so I think that's just short.
It doesn't start till 16. Okay. So you kind of move those a little bit. You think you kind of got a handle on it. A couple of the screens change displays. One's like now it's like a grid of glowing green lines that seem to go out to an infinite horizon, and the other changes to a circle that just has this kind of sweeping line that leaves a trail behind it. Give me another d10 roll. Okay. Let's see. All right. The screens change back to normal after you flip a couple of controls, and you are back to a bunch of screens are ready. Landing pod set. You're very close. You feel like you're very close to figuring this thing out.
Ugh.
Okay. You move the controls again. You see some lines move, but you're not exactly sure. Okay. Give me another d10 roll. Yeah, it's not changing.
Okay.
You can keep going if you want. Actually, in a
I'm
slightly
going to try
better
to offer
position.
some helpful advice.
Okay, you all hear this kind of hydraulic whirring sound, and you can see like out the bubble, the thing kind of lowers down closer to the floor and stops, and there's a loud metallic clunk.
He'll yell back into the area where they are. I got this.
All right. You want to give me another d10? All right.
Ugh.
6.
Oh my gosh.
Such a good roll there.
All right. You flip a couple of switches. You're like, okay, all right. I'll just do what I just did, but in reverse. It raises back up. screens kind of change back to where they were a minute ago.
All right. Okay. No, really this time. For sure.
You press a couple of buttons and nothing happens.
He's gonna look back at Monday, who I assume is just staring over his shoulder, and just sort of give her
Well,
the side eye
she-
before he goes back.
Sitting in her control seat, so she's kind of staring at your butt. However,
My eyes are up here.
Hey, it's not like I have a choice here.
oh, let's see. So that's okay. Some of the screens change again, and the thing sort of inclines the front. The front of it tilts down. Bennett, you and probably Sane are like, unless you guys are sitting down strapped in, you're staggering around. You're not taking damage or anything, but you're like,
Man,
Somebody-
this dude's gonna get us killed.
all right.
All right. I think it's this button. Oh,
Man, I think these clones get dumber over time.
All right. The back of it lowers very quickly. You just this clang.
he'll yell into the back. It's supposed to do that.
Checking the hydraulics.
As he presses another button.
Let's see. It tilts a little to the left.
We're doing the time warp here. Huh?
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll until we get this or die. Yep, die.
There we go.
All right. It tilts all the way to the left with a resounding clang. Everyone, except Karen, who had fastened her harness as soon as she saw Rex walk over and start playing with the controls. You are thrown about the cabin violently as this thing falls on its side and kind of rolls to the I guess if it was at 12 o'clock, it sort of rolled to the 7 o'clock position. Everyone takes 6 points of damage as you're slammed about
Can't
the
I
cabin.
land on Rex? I mean, he was like on top of me almost.
Damn, man. Looks like you done broke the thing too.
So I'm gonna peel myself up and say, no more for you. So I'm gonna strap myself in.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at Karen and say, do you want to fix it or should I?
Sorry. She just kind of looks at you and raises an eyebrow.
Okay, that
She
answers
she
that question.
she flips a couple of controls and you hear kind of a grinding noise. It rolls back in the other direction. Everybody kind of gets tossed around, and then she hits a couple of switches and it slowly starts raising back up on its landing pods, and it's now sitting even again.
Hey, she's getting nicer. She didn't mention you were on the left side of the cabin.
We had this discussion, Karen. If you see him doing something stupid, you have to step in.
And as they're bickering with each other, he's gonna reach over and press another button.
There it is, right there.
6. All right. Okay. The screens that were showing like flashing caution and hazard and collision detected and all that sort of stuff. They blank and go back to the ready state, as it were.
I look at Rex and say, you are in the back. Go.
He'll reach over and press one more button as he starts to walk back.
Roll a d10.
Damn it.
8.
Damn.
Damn it, kids.
All right. There is a loud whirring sound as Rex reaches over and just kind of slides a button up. That's like the throttle on the MFD. Like you can control you have ultra fine throttle controls on the MFD. You just reach over and slide your thumb up, and he goes beep. And so yeah, there's this like high pitched noise from the impellers. All right, Rex, you've
which
returned,
aren't submerged.
which are not submerged.
Okay, yeah, good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you guys have gotten no closer to the water.
Karen, fix this. I'll take care of Rex.
She,
I think.
all right, she just leans over and slides the button down.
Rex, go back, please.
He's
You're not
already in the other
helping.
room.
This would be both
Okay.
more and less hilarious if we were in the water.
Yeah, I know. If there's a door between the two, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna slide it closed and click the lock.
Okay. The android who has shown an increasing degree of animosity and sarcasm is now by herself in the control cabin of the submarine that you all need
No,
to
I
survive
stayed
in
in my
water.
seat. I stayed in my seat with her.
Oh, well, you'd have to stand up and walk over and do it. But
Oh, okay,
anyway,
okay.
yeah, it's done. So
So I have a quick sidebar, Bill. Historical
yes.
stuff. So today I was reading. I don't know if you guys ever read it. If this goes on, it's a Heinlein book, part of
Yes.
Revolt in 2100.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that is a reference where Vibroblade came from.
I don't remember the story well enough, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. So if you want to see 1953 publication of the book, of course, it's much earlier 1940 publication of adventuring or astounding science fiction. So somebody wants to see some of the influence. I don't think I've seen anything before then with that specific word. So
okie doke. So what do, guys? There are no apparent controls for getting out of where you are now in here in the submersible.
So the controls are probably on the deck outside.
I'm guessing that Monday is railroading us now.
It's up to you guys what you do.
I'm gonna hang out. I spent my time doing this last time, and it was not pretty.
I spent my time for the better part of a year.
So I'll just hang out and look to see if I can see something through. Do we have any visual from the cabin side? Do we see any? Can we see out at all? I mean, I know there's windows, but can we see out into the ocean area?
You can't see out into the ocean area where you're from.
Damn.
I will point out that protruding from the outer wall of the dock is a metal cubicle 3 meters square. And you do see a pressure door on the innermost wall of the cubicle opening in the same way as the previous one that you found.
This is outside of the submersible.
Yes.
Okay. I bet you that's what you have to do. I bet you that's how you fled this place, and then you get in your chute and you swim in here. But I don't know. What do I know?
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Why don't we ask Karen to go help us with that?
Okay, I'll look at the other two, and if nobody stands up, I guess I'll stand up and walk up to the door and knock on it. Say,
I'll open the door. Yes.
Oh, yeah. There looks like there's this chamber thing out there, like we had before when we had the weird air pressure thing. maybe we got to do that first. I don't know.
Yeah.
That what we're doing now doesn't seem to be helping.
It ain't helping nothing,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
I'm going to point over Monday's shoulder, point out the window, and say, "Look over there." And my left hand, I'm gonna wave on the ground for Rex to come up to the the I don't know what cockpit, I guess.
Okay.
Try to distract. Hey, if he doesn't notice, then I'll shrug and maybe we should open the back door.
He'll go up. He'll go up when you wave to him.
All right.
Like, do something. We're sitting here.
Do you need me to do something?
Well, either either you can flood the area around the submersible or tell us what you think we should do. I think we're supposed to go out there and do something in that chamber out there.
She unbuckles, gets up, walks out of the control chamber, passes through the lock in the side of the Aquatron. You can see her through the bubble. She walks over. There is a section of corrugated curved wall between the pressure lock and the giant double door, and she points at it. She hits a couple of buttons, flips a lever, water starts to flood in. She walks back, comes back in through the submarine, and sits down.
Before she gets back in, I'm gonna say to everybody else, I think we should kill her now. She's gonna be a problem.
Brax! Where did that come from, buddy? Just sit down.
All right.
You need a time out,
She's an
bud.
android.
No, she's not. She's a synth. That's different.
It's the same thing.
Oh, that's coming from the clone.
Yeah, I have yet to see any of these clone relatives of mine.
Why do you think probably put me in charge of both of you? I'm just saying.
Okay, fine. All I'm saying is, when she goes evil, I'm just gonna let you three handle it.
That's okay.
You probably make her worse.
We'll see.
Yeah. Like the sub isn't
All
the
right.
predecessor of what's going to happen.
A few turns pass. Eventually, the water is over the top of this thing, and you see an indicator change on the control panel there Monday, and it's like depth 2 meters. The doors slide open, and you guys are looking out into the murky depths of the lake.
Hey, Karen, can we put some lights on here?
She kind of does this staccato laugh and then looks at you and says,
I'm sorry. You said light. So, I thought that was funny.
she hits a couple of switches and a floodlight shines out into the lake.
Very
It is a
nice.
powerful beam, and yeah, it's illuminating like 100 meters ahead of you. So yeah, you guys have got some illumination in front of you. What do you want to do? You have made all the rolls. You know how to control this thing. You know how to move it around now that it's in water. So what do?
What's the water clarity like?
It's like lake water, so it's a bit on the murky side. it was a very overcast day when you guys found the entrance to Samurai, which was not that long ago. So it's not exactly it's not exactly sunny down where you are, and it's enough that you need the searchlight on the front of the thing.
Well, so we got this thing running, right? Where are we going?
We don't
Yeah,
have
that's,
any leaks, do we? We're all good.
No, you're all good.
I don't remember seeing a map or anything telling us where to go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably kind of important. Yo, Karen, there a map on this thing? Monday, you find a map on this thing?
There is a GPS-based navigation system on this thing. However, none of the satellites seem to be operational.
You have no idea what she just said. She said there appears to be letters and then maps and operational. Yeah, you don't know what she's talking about.
It sounded like another fat joke. I guess we'll just look around.
Hey, when it goes around the world, it goes around the world.
Remember that time she fell on the ground and busted up her leg and Normal Shorts fell out?
Just so you know, if nobody laughs, these jokes are just going to get worse and worse over time.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So, yeah. Let's see. You can go a maximum of 30 kilometers per hour underwater. And like the depth meter is in the green. The little plateau, you'd almost call it a hill if it was above ground, that the Samurai base is on, slopes away in multiple directions.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll just keep an eye out, huh? You guys want to take this thing deeper or what?
we should go somewhere. We spent all
Yeah,
this
maybe
time
check
getting
out
it in
the-
the water, and now we have nowhere to go. So we
Well,
should probably
All
find a
this
place to
time and
go.
all this health.
Yeah.
Weren't we looking for some gold armored people for whatever
Yeah.
guy that was in the town for the Baron? I mean,
Yeah.
does this get us any closer?
That's what we're
Maybe.
trying to
I
find
mean,
out.
the gold armor, who knows where they are?
Now,
Maybe we're
to
gonna
give you
find
guys
their
a,
secret hideout.
to give you guys a quick idea of what the outside of the facility looks like from where you are, and let me see. There it is. I very wisely labeled that. So coming out of the dome, like you do, to your immediate right is the dome that suffered some kind of collapse. There are holes in it. Just to the right of that, as you would have expected, is the large central dome where you found the kitchen and the living quarters and so on. And then the domes of the western arm. And to the north, kind of, I guess you would call it, well, north of the central dome, I should say, you can see a corridor, and then the half dome that leads to the elevator that goes back to the surface. So you've got this kind of this kind of odd collection of domes, but it is symmetrical. So what do?
And it looks like, if I'm understanding, it looks like they were. So we know we saw the collapsed one, right? And we know we
Right.
saw the one with the shaft that led to the surface. Was there
Correct.
another one that we can surmise that we had not explored?
No, you see from the outside all the domes that you saw from the inside. Again, the exception being the collapsed one.
Right. Well, I guess we go opposite this place then.
Yeah, sounds great.
Why don't you take it like, I don't know, like 50, 100 meters down or something. If it's that deep, then maybe we get a better look. What's the visibility like from inside this thing? Are there like, can we see like through the top of it, through windows and the sides?
Yeah. I mean, there is enough light filtering down from above that you've got you've got some visibility. It just straight ahead with that high beam is the clearest, and the surface down here, the floor of the lake, it's got dips in it. You see some kind of, you're not sure if they're rocks, if it's something that fell in the water. You see plant life. Occasionally you see fish, both normal looking and non.
Well, I guess straight ahead, huh?
Yeah, better than where we're going now.
Keep it steady, Karen. You're doing great.
Okay. The depth gauge never dips into the yellow as you guys just kind of go along. And let's see what, if anything, you might run into. Because, oh boy, we can have some fun with some aquatic encounters, can't we?
Oh yeah, I'm sure those are lovely in Gamma World.
I'm sorry, Cthulhu who?
Horton here's
Oh.
Cthulhu.
A Lake Cthulhu.
Oh my gosh. Next version of Dr. Seuss, huh?
With what's going on this session, yes. This could have been a book.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
More like, what wonderful dials you will see. You don't know how to use them. You're stuck like a tree.
Or in this case, you're stuck under sea.
Undersea, yeah. I won't sing that song.
I appreciate it.
That's like Baby Shark, huh?
Yeah, Baby Shark
Well-
Saper. I could tell you that for sure.
Okay. As you are kind of moving along, something looms out of the darkness. It is about a 2-meter long fish, kind of aggressively charges the windscreen, but then just sort of goes off to one direction. How long do you guys want to go underwater, and what direction do you wish to take?
Well, I think directly away from where we
Okay.
were.
So just
Yeah,
east.
but yeah, but maybe we can get a peek at the surface too. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, it might be nice to know how big this lake is. I'm guessing it's going to go beyond the horizon.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna make sure
yeah,
that I can control the claws really well.
okay. So yeah, you kind of, and this is something Monday, you were able to figure out there is a compass. I mean, you understand the basics, points north. It's just kind of a digital spirit level compass. So you're just sort of meandering, and as you're making your way along, there's nobody stopping me and telling me you're not. Something off to the southeast with your sonar sensor, there is something big over to the southeast.
Karen, let's stop.
I'll stop.
Is it moving? What is it? I heard something.
I don't know.
I'll make sure I'm buckled in real good.
Yeah,
Oh.
this is a good time.
How far are we from like a wall? Can we kind of float over and become the wall?
We're underwater. There isn't a wall here.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we were by an edge. Okay.
Did you perhaps think we were in a building?
No, I thought we were in a waterous cavern.
Did you strike your head earlier?
Well, I took some damage, so it's possible.
Is there blip or noise? Is there anything that might indicate what's going on out there aside from the flash of whatever it was?
She reaches over and turns a dial, and apparently that changes something. And there's basically two elongate sort of shapes that appear in this holographic display that's between the two control consoles. They definitely look artificial.
We're stopped, right? Are they moving?
No, they're not.
Any
What do you think?
any markings? Any lights?
You don't see anything out in that direction that she's indicated.
You want to take a
Let's see.
horizontal view of this?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
stay put for a minute and see if it moves. If it doesn't, let's investigate further.
All right. It doesn't move. The orientation of it is kind of a rough T shape. The two objects are not touching, but one is perpendicular to the other. Although what you would think of as the vertical part of the T is offset. So it's almost a right angle.
Well, square shapes are not natural, so I'm thinking it could be something that's not organic. Should we progress cautiously?
Yeah, definitely cautiously.
Yeah, let's go see what that stuff is.
Okay. Okay, so you head over in that direction. And as you're moving along, it takes you a little bit to get there, but there's something sort of dully gleaming metallic. It's got a lot of like organic growth on it. It's not very big. It's maybe only the two sections are maybe only 15, 20 meters long now that you see it.
And
Does it seem
the
to be a
width.
shipwreck of some sort?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it could be some kind of shipwreck. Um, it looks kind of ragged and slightly compressed in places.
It doesn't like have wings or anything, right?
No. From this distance, you see some kind of shorter, squatter, cylindrical shapes on one of the two pieces that look like they might be some kind of a motor, some kind of propulsion system. But you don't really see anything like wings like that would have made it fly or anything like that.
So we figured out if we can get out of this thing underwater.
There is a lock on it. There is some kind of pressure lock.
Well, we got the suits. I mean, we can go take a look.
We could do that.
You were saying we weren't yellow in the craft.
You are not yellow in the craft. No.
But yeah, can we? I'll ask Karen. Hey, you think we could go out there in a suit and live?
Let's see. She looks over the controls and says,
We're currently 72 meters deep. I don't have a full understanding of most human biological processes. Long pause. Except food intake. And I don't know how safe it would or wouldn't be out there for you in a standard diving uniform.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about all that. So I guess, we get a good look at it by going out there. Or we can just go ahead and take your word for it.
Can you get us closer so we can see it without hitting it?
yeah, she moves the thing like literally just a couple of meters away.
Okay. Look and see if we can see any hatches or anything like that.
The end of one of the cylinders that you're near, as you approach, you can see like this clearly was two parts of the same thing, and it's rent in half.
Oh.
So I mean, you could go right in there
If we left the craft.
if you left the craft, exactly. But you don't see any windows or ports or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Okay, so they're on the floor, or they're on a incline.
They seem to be resting on the bottom of the lake. Yeah.
Right. What you think? I mean, is this as close as we can get?
Yep. It's a matter of, do we trust the suits to be able to handle this?
I don't trust anything in this world. I'll go. Hell with it.
Yeah,
True enough.
I guess we'll suit up. How about it, Rex? What's going on over there?
Oh, I don't know. I think we should ask Karen to go first, but fine. If you guys want to go, I'll go with you.
You want me to stay here or go with you guys?
But you got all the med kits.
I guess I'll go with you.
Yeah, speaking of which, I might need one of them at some point here. A little banged up. Rex's little joke didn't help things. But I could probably wait.
Yeah.
If we all leave,
We're
though,
all
what's
kind
to
of-
say Karen's not going to take this thing and just leave us?
Oh, Karen's not gonna do that.
All right.
So we're running really low. So the med kits. How bad are you? You want to do it now or wait? I mean, if we get in a bad spot, it's not going to help us after the fact. So what do you want to do?
Yeah, well, if we get in a real bad spot, I probably ain't gonna make it. But that probably ain't the end of the world neither.
All right. So who all needs healing? I mean, we might tap out close to our med kit supply, but
I'm not hurt enough to heal at this point.
so
I mean-
probably you need some healing there.
I guess I better. I mean, I'm packing
Okay.
a lot of the weapons here. I don't know if these things is gonna work underwater or what.
Okay. So I'll do a med kit on probably one charge.
Yeah.
That brings us
Getting
down to
low
3.
on ammo too.
Yeah, we are with the batteries. Rex, how you doing?
I think I'm all right. I got to keep an eye on it, but I don't want to use a med kit just yet. I am running a bit low on ammo too, but should be okay for the moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on a med kit on myself as well. So we've got 3 charges left. We do have a few on the life ray if worse comes to worse.
Yeah, nothing like nothing like blacking out and waking up stupid or fat.
That's so wrong.
Just knocked unconscious and woke up fat.
But you're not physically fat. You just think you are. Yeah. I guess I'll start suiting up.
All right.
I'll look at the other people I'm doing this, showing them that this is, yeah, I'm not thrilled.
Yeah, it's time to suit up.
Okay. So you guys spend a while getting suited up, and you're suited up. You have your helmets on. There's propulsion units built into them. There's lights on the helmet so you can illuminate a few meters in front of you. You have those strange spear gun type items.
Right. Looks like we probably need to take those, huh?
Yeah, sounds great. Let's let's do that. Since are we comfortable enough to know how to use them, or are we going to figure it out as we go?
You know, one of you guys could stand on the other end over there.
Well, I think if I am not mistaken, last week our very own Probably Sane made the appropriate rolls to figure out how to use it.
Okay.
So he can show you guys. It'll just take a few minutes. Sammy 3D asks, which version of Gamma World are we playing? 1E. We are playing first edition Gamma World.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll ask Karen, hey, you're just gonna hang out until we get back?
If you'd like me to.
That would be preferable.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Okay.
Do the suits have a way to connect to each other as well as the sub?
They don't connect to the sub and they don't connect to each other.
I think I did see that.
So
in
we're gonna have to
Futurama,
figure
though.
out some hand signals here.
Is there a rope or any kind of cabling or something we can use?
You don't really see anything.
Okay. Yeah. So hand signals underwater. Yeah. Let's stay close together. Turn your lights on. I guess.
Okay. So yeah, you've used an airlock. So yeah, with the suits on and the tanks in the back, it like shutting the inner airlock is a task unto itself, and it immediately starts to get uncomfortably warm. So you hit that button and cold water from the outside floods in. Now, your characters have been in bodies of water before, even dipped your head under. This is a whole new experience. And soon that outer door opens up, and you guys, just because you're all crammed in, you fairly pop out. Sort of below you to the left is this thing's is the shape that you guys are essentially hovering over.
All right, I'll turn back and point at the other ones, or look at everybody else and point down there and start trying to descend. Is what's the buoyancy like? Can I just free fall down there? These suits have like flippers or anything like that?
Yeah, there's small maneuver units on the wrists and feet. And I hate to give you guys a break or anything like that, but did Bennett perhaps tell everyone how this stuff works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, since it was so painful to learn.
Yeah. Since you nearly suffocated trying to put it on.
Almost twice, yeah.
Yeah.
We watched. Maybe laughed a little bit.
That's called tough love.
Yeah. You guys are great. Thanks.
Okay. So once you guys get away from the beam of light from the sub, which is not pointing where you guys are going, you told Garen to hold still. Your headlamps illuminate maybe 5 meters out into the cold murk. Um, everyone, like your ears and nose and sinuses are like in pain. It's like your head's in a vice. But you're able to breathe normally. You can all see there's little readouts and displays in your diving helmets. And so you have this wreck below you, and you see probably Sane descending towards it.
Before he gets out of my view, I'm going to make sure I follow, and I'll wave the others.
Okay. Now it is easy to see him because of his light.
Right.
But yeah, so you're all basically standing on the curved but somewhat flattened cylindrical shape. What do?
All right, and are we near where it broke in half?
Yeah, you can be near the breach.
All right, yeah. Well, I guess we'll go through there. I'll look at everybody and just nod my head or whatever and point and see if I get a nod back.
Yeah, we'll nod back at him. Let's go.
Okay. All right. There is an opening. Obviously, it goes in maybe 3 or 4 meters. There's shredded metal cables dangling, sort of flapping in the current, jagged edges, that sort of thing. And within the opening, you see what looks like a wall, and there's an oval door-like shape set in the middle of the wall beyond the dangling scrap.
All right, and it appears to be like fully closed.
Yes, it does. There
I'll
is
move toward
a circular sort of wheel in the middle of it, though.
Okay. Yeah, I'll move towards it and wait for everybody else to come along.
Okay. Give me a D20 roll, please.
It's either good
Nice.
or really bad.
No, that's really good. You weave in and out of the scrap and the cables. None of it touches you, and you are now holding on to the door combing or the wheel, or you can just be kind of hanging there. Does everyone else follow him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bennett will follow.
All right. Okay. Give me a D20 roll for Bennett.
Yeah. There we go.
It's worse when you know what it's for.
Yeah. Nice.
You follow the exact
right.
path that he took. Just you just brush aside the cables, the hanging bits of alloy or plastic or whatever they are. Let's see. Kenneth, give me a D20 roll for Monday.
Does she get a modifier?
Nope.
Uh-oh.
A 7. Yeah, you kind of get sort of caught up in some of this stuff, and you shove it all away, and you're able to make it over there. And finally, Yang, give me a D20 roll for Rex Dashington. Yeah, no problem. You just have to brush aside the stuff that Monday stirred up. Now, there's a fair amount of murk because of Monday's thrashing around. So it's, even though you've got bright lights around you, you're all kind of up against this bulkhead. It is fairly murky back there. But you have this, there is a thin layer of greenish algae like muck on the surface of this.
All right, well, go ahead and turn the wheel, I suppose.
All right, give me a D6 roll. Yeah, it's not budging.
I suppose I'll try it one more time, and if
Sure.
possible,
All
and
right.
hopefully somebody will realize. Well,
Yeah, you brace your feet on the little what's left of deck stretching out just beyond it. You put your shoulder into it, and there's a clank. It rotates a quarter turn, and you kind of stumble forward as it swings inward, and there's a thin trail of bubbles coming out. Beyond is pitch black. Give me another d20 roll, please.
oh no.
Yeah, you kicked up a fair amount of murk. It's murky enough that your helmet lights are like hitting the murk and almost like reflecting back in your face. You know, it's like driving in fog, basically. So
Sure.
you've got like maybe a couple of feet, 2/3 of a meter in front of you that you can see. You can see little scraps of things floating, but you're definitely in some kind of smaller cubicle area. Everyone else, you see him put his feet down. He turns the wheel. The door swings in and sort of drags him in. And there's just this big billowing cloud of silt that comes out. You can just make out his flippers as his legs are kind of now sort of sticking out horizontally.
Yeah, is there like a right wall to this thing, on the right side of the door?
It's sort of recessed, like the space beyond is a little bit wider, but yeah, you think there's over there to the right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to find a place to hang on to or whatever.
Sure, there's plenty of things jutting out. You don't know what their original use was, but yeah. So, you guys see probably sane enter this space beyond. What are y'all doing?
Well, I guess I'll go in after him.
Okay.
Follow up.
Yep, keep going.
All right. All right. Are you guys again, visibility is near zero. Are you going to wait for the silt to settle some before you move on?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do by just hanging on to something.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. It takes maybe 10 minutes for the silt to really, really settle down enough where you can see more than just like less of a meter in front of you. It's still pretty murky, but you can now make out through your helmet lights in the otherwise pitch black space beyond you. Some distance in front of you, there is a large boxy shape with what appear to be pipes or cross supports or something coming off of it.
All right, so that's directly across from us. Just a couple.
Yeah,
meters.
that's just that's just it with with the mark. It can't be more than a few meters in front of you.
All right, I'm going to indicate that I'm going over there.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Follow him that way.
Okay, so you move forward and you recognize, like, you're able to figure out there's a lot less biological growth in here, but there's a small cargo transport Robotroid sitting on the floor of this thing. It's not moving. It doesn't react to you. It's, you know, it kind of gives you an idea of how wide this thing is, because there's a good couple of meters on either side of it for you to pass. And you know that small cargo transport is 3 meters wide.
Okay, and how tall are those? Probably the same, maybe.
Let's see. It is 1.5 meters tall.
All right. You say there's not a lot of biological growth on it or anything like that.
Not a lot, no. You know,
What
there's
about,
still
like-
some of the greenish slime here and there, but it's a much thinner coat than it was like on the outer surfaces. While you're checking, you push yourself in and, you know, use your maneuver systems to go in there. What is Rex Dashington doing? And Rex, through your like with your suit lamp beyond this thing, you can make out many cubicle items that look to be anywhere from 1/3 to 2 meters by 2 meters. DB Flower says pushing any buttons he can find.
Are the cubicles 2 meters by 2 meters, or are the items in them?
You see something in the cubicle, or rather, you see cubicles that are, again, as small as 1/3 of a meter on a side, and some that are as big as 2 meters on a side, and everything in between.
You know what? Screw it. I'm going to go investigate those and look
Okay.
for loot.
All right, what is Bennett doing?
I'm looking to see if I can see all the lights for, you know, probably Rex and Monday. Look around and see if I can see where they're at.
Monday's right next to you. She hasn't
Right.
budged. You see,
Nope.
probably moves in like 3 meters. You can make out his suit lights and kind of the silhouette of whatever he's looking at. And you see Rex's some distance beyond that. It's kind of dim because of all the murk.
Okay. Is there on the inside of the hatch that probably opened? Is there another wheel?
Oh, yes, there is.
I'm going to close it.
So you're gonna go in
The
and
hatch. I'm going to stay on the inside.
Okay.
I'm talking about on the inside of the hatch. Is there a wheel to close the hatch from the inside?
Yes, there
Okay.
is.
So that's why I'm going to go close that, just so something doesn't swim in behind us.
Okay, give me. a
How
D6
long
roll,
does it
please.
take me to close it?
Just a round, but give me a D6 roll.
Okay. Yeah. I was hoping you wouldn't ask for a roll, since this is equivalently the open doors roll. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you ease the door shut. You're not sure maybe if the bulkhead wasn't warped, but it's kind of taking you a little bit. Everyone, not him, you hear this dull thud clank. And if you look over there, you see Bennett fiddling with the door.
I'll push harder on the door to see if I can close it and try again.
Another D6.
All right.
You got it closed. You just it's getting that wheel.
It's
Locked.
latching it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get it closed, so I'm going to keep trying.
Give me another D6.
There we go.
There you go. All right. You brace yourself. You're like, oh, but if I brace myself, like I saw probably saying, clank, it is closed.
All right.
All right. So Rex, you are looking through the boxes, correct?
Yes.
All right. While all this nonsense is going on, what are you doing there? Good, probably sane. Dooms, you're muted if you're talking to us, my friend.
I'm sorry.
All
What?
right. What are you doing while your friends are kind of faffing about in the cargo bay with you? You found this cargo thing. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna look over the small cargo transport. I want to see if does it look seized up and stuff, rusted, and that kind of thing. Or?
Yeah, it looks pretty corroded. But you know what? Let's see. Well, first, let me do this. Well, what is that? I think that is. I mean, yeah, there's panels open with things that having dealt with these before. They're not really intended to be immersed in water for 170 years. But let me see. Yeah, this thing is obviously non-functional. It is long past repair. There are parts that are not supposed to be rusted that are rusted. There are parts that whenever this thing crashed and shifted were completely smashed. Short of the technological reemergence of humanity, this thing will not move again.
Yeah, and there's no. I'm assuming there's no like little compartments or anything on this thing to open up, check out.
Yeah, there's a couple of side compartments on it. You can pop those open. One of them has a synthetic bag, so it's not rotted, that is full of serviceable looking but rusted hand tools. There's like a full socket set, a full screwdriver set, a couple of small pry bars. If you oiled them up, you might get a few Domars for them in a market or be able to use them again. If you thoroughly cleaned them.
I wonder if he has the 10 millimeter in there.
There are 5. They're all in a little steel lanyard that you can clip onto the socket.
I actually have one of those, funny enough.
I mean, well, honestly, why invent a ratchet driver that has a loop, and through that loop is a steel cable, and on the end of that steel well, no, because it would twist around and it wouldn't work. Never mind.
You just need to make the driver itself be a 10 millimeter and all the sockets fit to that. So you can't take the 10 millimeter off.
Exactly. The ass end of the sockets all snap into the 10 millimeter.
That's right.
That's how genius. I say I have the smartest players and audience in the YouTube RPG live streaming, and I am correct. You just saw genius happen right here. So Rex, well, what is Monday doing? You're just kind of hanging out back watching these guys kick up Merc and so on.
Pretty much, because I'm going to have to haul them out and heal them if something happens catastrophically. So,
all right. In a slot on the side of this thing, you see what looks like a card. You know what cards are, and there is one in a slot on the side of this thing. So you're gonna pull that out.
Sorry, were you talking to me or?
No, I'm sorry. I was talking to Dooms.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought it was still Monday. My apologies. I was a little distracted. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. Pull it out.
Okay.
At least.
Hey, it's been a long time since anybody found one of those. In fact, Bennett's never found one of those. So. It's good luck.
All right, so you pull that card out, and I'll come back to you and tell you what that is. Yang, you are looking through a box. Are you looking through a small, medium, or large?
Large.
Large. Okay. Let me see. So it is a large one.
L.A. Arge.
L.A. Arge, not to be confused with the SMO. Well, that is good. I am glad you are looking in a large one.
It's only 2 deep ones.
And it is very large. This thing, I should point out.
Hopefully, it's another crate of ignoral shorts.
No, you pry open the side. This thing is like 3 meters tall. It's like 3 meters by 3 meters, and you can't see the far end of it. Like it goes that far in the cargo space. Give me a D6 to open it. In fact, it's got like a barn door kind of thing. It's not even a crate. It's like a smaller cargo. Yeah, you're pulling on it. It's stuck. Give me another.
Alrighty.
Yeah, it's jammed. It's not budging.
All right, he's gonna put a little effort into it now.
All right.
This time for real.
Do you know what the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Yeah, but the RNG is supposed to give you a different result.
And yet here we are.
All right, he's going to try bracing himself with his foot.
Okay. If you roll another 4. All right. You're like, okay, let me put my shoulder into this, and it eases back shut a few centimeters.
All right. Okay. He's going to give it one more try before he goes and gets some help.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. That doesn't budge again.
Yeah, so he'll go and find somebody else, maybe Bennett, and like use the universal hand sign language signal for stuck crate.
Ah, yes, that we know. We all know the stuck crate. Wheeling Dragon were here. She could tell us the universal sign language for stuck crate. All right, so you guys kick over there. Either rather of you, give me a D20 roll.
Okay, which do you want to do it, Rex? You got it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you don't kick up any more silt.
That's actually a good thing.
Yep.
Okay.
So can I assist him in attempting to open it somehow?
Yeah. I mean, you can make an attempt to open it.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's a 2.
All right. Yeah. You brace yourself and you push it open. And yeah, this is a storage container. Ratchet strapped and belted and packed and secured. Inside is a bubble car.
Ooh.
Well, nice.
I'm going to take this opportunity to high five Bennett.
I'll try to high five him. I'm a little slow in the underwater areas, but
yes.
Yeah.
Well, you can turn on the wrist accelerator impellers and give each other a nice like 0.5 knot.
You could have used that to open the crate, Rex. Right?
They miss a couple of times. They tried again.
Yeah. Okay.
Do some somersaults underwater. Sure.
How's it look? I mean,
Uh,
we've
it-
seen a
it
motor car.
actually-
We know
it-
what it looks like.
Yeah, it looks to be in pretty good condition. It looks to be in fair condition. You don't. I mean, it's hard to tell with a Merc, but you don't think it's flooded inside. It's
Hmm.
kind of corroded and crusty here and again, but you wouldn't really be able to tell until or unless you were able to get it out.
And this won't fit in the submersible for sure, right? It's way too big.
Oh yeah, no. This
Yeah.
thing is like 2/3 the size of the submersible.
Okay.
However, does it have points that seem like maybe the clampy hand could attach on, like if we were going to drag it back up to the surface?
Well, I mean, there's a there are like hook points on the it's a shipping container. It's like a bigger than
conic.
normal
Mhm.
shipping container.
Okay.
So yeah, but it's also stuffed in the middle of this wreck. So, by the way, I just wanted to let you know, that is a green card that you removed. You're like, is that slime or is that the color of the card? So you kind of scrape at it there a little bit, probably saying, and you have a green card.
Excellent. Obviously, take that.
Alrighty. So do you guys keep searching crates now that you found this one?
100%. Yes. Now I'm
Okay.
actually encouraged to search.
All right. There are a couple of large ones, none as large as this one. And the rest are all like small, like 2/3 of a meter on a side cubes.
Okay. I mean, that's good. We can maybe they'll have batteries. Who knows? Sounds great. Let's I'll point out one of the smaller large ones and point at it so Rex knows that's where I'm going
I'll
Okay.
go with him.
and
All
see
right.
if we can open that one.
Are you going to one of the smaller ones or to one of the larger ones?
The larger ones that aren't as large as the one we just went to.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
you've got like 4 or 5 2x2.
Sure. Yeah.
And yeah, it's got a handle on it. Like look, it is a handle in the middle of a slightly recessed sort of concave circle.
Okay. I'm going to look at it and see if it looks like it pushes or pulls or turns.
It looks like it turns.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to turn it.
Okay. Click.
So it turns.
Yes, it does.
I'll try to pull out on it.
It doesn't pull out, but you did kind of see the lid move up a little bit, and there's a few silvery bubbles that bubble up. What are you doing? Probably say now that you've pocketed that card, that's all that really appears to be on the robotic cargo handler that you could find.
Right, and can I see them from where I am?
Oh yeah, they're a few meters ahead of you. You can see there's a large thing that they've opened. Somehow they have managed to not kick up more murk and blind you any more than you already are. And there's something large inside the crate that they opened. And they're currently farting around with another one.
I think I'm gonna stay put. I don't want to kick up any of that silt. I think they got this under control.
Okay. All right. You pop that open there, Bennett, and there are basically at the top of this thing, there's these recessed spots inside of something black and spongy almost. And every item that you see in there is corroded and swollen, except for one. There is one hydrogen cell.
Well, I'll point it out, and I'll head over there carefully to see if I can grab it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're right there.
Okay.
You
well,
pop the
then,
box open and
yeah,
there you go.
I'll pull it out of there, and I'll show it to Rex.
Rex will give him the thumbs up.
All right. So I try to hand it to him. Like, you need it more than I do.
All right. He will take it. Do I have like a belt or something I could like?
Oh yeah. Your suit's got various elastic points where things attach. You could sort of tuck that into. Yeah.
All right.
All right. What you opening next? Big crate, small crate, what?
Let's choose a different size crate. Let's choose a smaller crate and see what happens.
All right. Same thing. It's got the same kind of handle. You pop it open and let's...
Okay.
All right. That is a cat.
It is obviously a cat.
Yes. That is a... Let me see. Okay, so kicking around in there, it is a small crate. There's some scraps of clothing that have all rotted away, nothing else of interest, but you also see there is a what looks like a kind of a dully gleaming, maybe 2-meter long coil, and it's got a handle that reminds you of a vibro dagger on one end of it.
I'm gonna grab that by the handle.
Okay. It's in fair condition. It's kind of got straps keeping it in a coil. You're not sure exactly what it does. There's a couple of buttons.
Yeah, I'll just stow it for now. I'm not gonna try to figure it out
Okay.
in close quarters like this.
Alrighty, so what do you guys say? One more large crate, one more small crate, what?
Yeah, let's do the. Well, you said there was only a few, so let's do the last large crate. And
Okay. Give me an open roll. This one is small, much smaller than the what the bubble car is in, but it's still pretty large. So give me an open doors. Won't budge.
I'll try again. Yeah, this
Won't
is
budge.
really hard, Rex.
Okay.
I'll step out of the way.
All right.
You'll drift out of the way and kind of gesture.
Yeah.
Rex will rub his hands together and
Almost.
I'll gesture laundry day. Nothing clean?
Being right.
he will gesture back. Tacos and sushi.
I totally want to see these hand signs, just to let you know.
All right. Keep trying or not.
All right. He's going to go again.
There you go. Maybe.
There you go. All right.
I hope so.
So this crate opens up, and inside, with the like the lift fans, as you have seen, it's folded up, so it's fairly narrow. There is a 2-person flit car in there. It's in fair condition, not great, not terrible, but it is kind of secured as the bubble car was.
Okay. So now everybody's getting their own car.
Maybe, maybe not.
Well, let's open the last small one, I think.
Right.
Okay. You open that one, and in individual sealed watertight packages are military grade McNaural shorts.
Yes.
Nice.
There's a small amount of them. There's maybe 20 kilograms worth of various
That's
flavors.
a small amount.
That's 40
20
pounds.
kilos?
That's not that much.
I don't know. I'd say 40 pounds of Hostess fruit pies. It's a good amount.
For you, maybe that's a good weekend. For me. All right.
Rex will sign. I am so hungry.
So that's the mouth and the rubbing the tummy. I got it.
All right. Do you guys want to keep searching or what?
No, we need to figure out how to get that bubble car out. The flick car's nice, but we don't really need it.
You gonna leave that stuff? I'm not there, but come on. You gonna leave that stuff behind?
Well, once we get the bubble car out, maybe we'll have better choices, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
So, yeah, just try to, try to open it. And, well, no, we don't want to open the car until we get it out, right?
Hmm.
On the outside of the submersible, did we see any kind of cabling or anything that could attach to the arms or chains or?
No.
I don't know how we're going to move this.
I don't know how you guys are having this conversation.
No, I'm talking to myself.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to move this. So, let's, I'll propose going back. I'll basically, point at my wrist and point at the exit direction.
Yeah, you guys have been it's been 30 minutes, and what you know about these suits is they actually have a very long air supply. They go for about 24 hours before they run out. So you've got
We still got more than enough time.
Yeah, you've got a full day.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'll approach Rex and I'll point at him and I'll point at the bubble car, and then I'll see if I can do the same thing with Monday and Prolly. So we can get
I'll
in there.
nod my head and agree.
Hang on a sec, though.
Okay.
I don't recall. Well, no, because Rex would know from the old world, right? He's been in bubble cars before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know what a bubble car is, even if you never flew one.
So Rex does not recall an airlock for the bubble car. So
Right.
He's gonna put up his hands in the wait signal.
Okay. I'll I'll put my hands together like tug of war, and I'll point at the bubble car.
Sure. Rex will give thumbs up, and then he'll put his hand above his eyes to indicate looking, and he's gonna go out and he's gonna see if there's any sort of an exterior door there, like a cargo door or something.
Some kind of hatch.
Yeah, to the outside.
So you're gonna go out of the hull.
Well, he's going to go out of the shipping container and look in that room to see if there's any doors to the exterior.
Forward of where all these crates are, it looks like the bulkhead, maybe clamshells like open outward.
Oh.
So basically, he's trying to figure out how it got loaded onto the ship in the first place to extract it the same way.
Yes, Rex can see what you're thinking, and he will give that signal you used in charades for your right.
Okay. I guess we'll comb over and see if we can figure out how to open the clamshell.
Okay. What is are you still just hanging back probably? Are you kind of joining in on this or what?
I figure it's been long enough. I'll go ahead and join in any muck that I kick up. But I figure it's probably going to be put behind me rather in front of me.
Okay.
So I'll give it a
All right.
shot.
Well, give me a D20 roll. We're basically kind of doing save versus muck. Yeah, you don't kick up too much. It doesn't get any better, because they've been opening stuff and moving stuff around and so on. But it doesn't get any worse. Like, you don't scrape a fin on the floor and just fill the entire space with a couple kilograms of fine silt floating in the water. Greetings, Dungeon Minister. Welcome. Just getting in on the tail of it. So yeah, you guys go over there, and it looks like somehow the front of this thing may have opened at some point, but it doesn't anymore. First of all, the clamshell openings are huge, so you wouldn't even know how to begin to open them. You can just perceive a seam.
There's no card slot.
There is a card slot, but there's no power here.
Right, sure.
How thick are the walls?
You don't know. Maybe 50 centimeters, 60 centimeters, but you're not sure what they might be made of. Is it a hollow inner wall, a space for cabling, and a hollow outer wall? You've no idea. And while you're all doing this, Monday, through the little tiny diamond-shaped, mostly muck-covered portal in that oval door that's nearest you because you're hanging back, something dark passes by. And that's where we're going to leave it this week, on a cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger.
Yes. So we have 3 more sessions, folks. 3 more sessions of Gamma World. And then we go into Shocktober Call of Cthulhu, where we will be playing some Call of Cthulhu for your entertainment for the month of October. And then, like I said, we'll go through, but I probably, starting in December, I will just go into holiday broadcast month, which means lots of Christmas specials and reruns, but no regular programming. But until that time, we've got next week to find out what is lurking at the bottom of a dark Scottish loch. Thank you very much to Doomsword, to Yang Yan Zhao, to Kevin, and to Kennick. I appreciate you all more than you can possibly know, namely because I won't tell you. But thank you all for being here nonetheless. Thank you to the audience, guys, for hanging out tonight. And again, if you haven't, please click the subscribe button, click the bell icon for notifications. Would love to hit 7,000 subs by the end of the year. Doesn't mean a thing in the world. I just like nice round numbers. But until then, guys, beware, keep your eyes open, and look out for Scuba Diving Kit wearing owl bears. Peace. Good night. Love you all.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around. Some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle way off course? Naked as a toad all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to the show.